Hello everyone and welcome back to a third episode of Breath of the Wild glitch run through the series. Last episode completed all the shrines on the Great Plateau, and we gotta go visit the old man at where the shrines make a X. If you're to look at them on the map and draw an X between them all, they should intersect right about here. But before I do that, I did mention that there was a glitch I would be doing. I did record last time, but didn't add in because of time constraints. But anyway, going to go do that right this minute. And that glitch, I forget if I mentioned it, but that is escaping the Great Plateau early. So you have escaping the Shrine of Resurrection early, and now you have escaping the Great Plateau early. Let's put that on. Link doesn't need no pants. He's a strong, independent man. You don't need no pants. But anyway, to do that, warp over to the bomb shrine over here. And down on the ground, there's a metal door. There is a Korok seed in the rock right underneath it. But if you don't pick up the Korok, the door keeps respawning, which is very key for doing this glitch. So right over here, there is a little pillar or little outcropping you can set the door up on. Make sure to put it right on this raised edge here without going so far as to actually send your door hurtling off the edge. Then just pick a strong weapon, stasis the thingy, and whack it with all of your might. Alright, and then quick hop on before it leaves, and it should, in theory, go far enough. Ah, crap. I guess I went too far. But, in theory anyway, it should send you far enough that you can land in the water on the ground before you're ever meant to get on the ground. But if you mess up like I do, it will warp you to this point right here. Now, in the very first episode, don't know if you remember, but I said you cannot walk on this little patch of ground right here. Right there, if I were to walk back and down the hill, it would actually start the cutscene and end the escaping the Shrine of Resurrection early glitch. Right now, it's still 5:15 a.m. Sun hasn't risen, but you do not want to, if you ever mess this up following along at home, you make sure to warp back to the shrine and don't walk. It'll end the earlier glitch. So, like I was saying, stasis it and whack it a bunch. And whonk. There we go. Hop on. And go for a little ride. Your goal is to be able to jump off close to the shore, just like that, and you're on the ground. You want to jump off close to the shore so you don't have that long to swim. But if you go too far out, you either drown or you just zone out. So, now that you're on the ground, what can you do? Well, like I may have mentioned earlier, you can't walk too far out, otherwise you zone out. You can go close to the plateau. If you walk up the walkway there, you'll actually zone out. That is too far. But you can walk up to the plateau here and see the fog that's covering it. That disappears once you go talk to the king where the 4 shrines intersect. So there's actually not much to do. I've spent a couple hours exploring this on the ground. There's not much you can do. You can fight some enemies you wouldn't see normally. You can try and collect some things. You can actually tame a horse, but the stables are too far away, so you can't actually register it. So there's not a whole lot to do, except there is one funny bug with this. Like I said, if you go too far out or too high, it actually zones you out. And that can be achieved. You can actually go too high if you climb some rocks. So, I'm going to fast forward all the way up to the spot, just because it is quite a ways. Alright, so like I was saying, if you go too high up, the game zones you out. And turns out this point right there, open up the map so you can see, this point right here is too high for the game. Of course, they never intended you to get down here, but anyway. So what happens with this is it is going to kill you. So it's going to add another death to the tally, but slowly walk up, and the game kind of freaks out a little bit. So you died. Normally it respawns you up on that point by the cutscene, but it doesn't know what to do there, so it just kind of zones you out again and again and again until you run out of hearts. And the camera doesn't know where to look, so it kind of freaks out. And you die. So yeah, that is a fun side effect of being down here. The zoning out. Doesn't know what to do, freaks out. I've already said that. I'm rambling, but anyway. Since we saved on the Great Plateau ground, the game will actually put us back down on the ground where we saved, even though we're not supposed to be here yet. So you can see the little red X right where he died. Rest in peace, Link. The Shrine of Resurrection is still yellow. Let's see. I believe I talked a little bit last time about the stasis launching. I'm gonna see if I can try and get it. I believe there should be some bokoblins right around there. I'm gonna try and take a lot of them out and see if I can launch one into the air. I mentioned it in the second episode, part 2, I believe, towards the end, in the ice shrine, where it threw a bunch of apples on the ground, launched it. The video was laggy, I think, so it didn't really convey well, but I'm gonna see if I can do it here. And just casually climb the shrine. Just infinite stamina run to get there. I mentioned it briefly in the first video actually. Ooh. 1 second. But anyway, if you sprint, it takes stamina. But if you whistle, then to sprint, it takes no stamina. Let's whistle. Ooh. Let's see here. Oh, they're chasing a boar over there. Let's take out the archer, just with a quick, swift yoink. Oh. Yoink. Alright. Oh, none of the other bokoblins heard us. And, the water is quite a ways away. Let's see what we can do if we can attract one. Come on, buddy. Come on, it's okay. It's alright, just come on over.
Bye, have a great time.
Oh, there's a limit. They won't follow you past a certain point. Come on. Let's leave this guy alive. He's gonna be our test subject. I can't kill you. Come on, it's okay.
That's it, I'm out of here.
Oh, dang it. So I guess they don't follow you. But, just like I was saying, there are some bokoblins right over here. We got a little encampment and some water right there. Let's pull out the Cryonis rune. Gonna have a couple of sentries to take care of. Just aim high, one shot,
Headshot.
and headshot. Now let's go for the Kobe shot here. See if I can even come anywhere near him. Oh, it's a little long, actually. Use up all my arrows to hit him. Let's see. Just a little bit more. That should do it. Nope, I guess too far. Come on. There's a doink. One more. Hey. Alright, so we have 3 bokoblins, it looks like, to take care of. And a blue nightshade. But the goal is to get 1 bokoblin left alive. And the other 2, because we only need 1, we gotta get rid of them. Otherwise, they'll be busy attacking and killing us, which is very bad for the stonks. Let's leave him. Don't want to attack. Like I said, need to have one bokoblin left. Let's grab the steak. Alrighty. So begins the glitch trial. Let's drop a pillar. Ah, crap. Come on, buddy. Ouch. Stop it. Stop it. Alright, fine. This guy doesn't want to behave. We'll just take care of him. Doesn't want to play along. Hey, we get a chest for our efforts. But let's gather up some of this stuff. Let's see. Is there anything I need to drop? No, looks all good. Let's go pick up the chest as a reward for losing many hearts to our own stupidity. Trying to launch a bokoblin into space. I'm gonna work on that one, but in the meantime, let's drop this sledgehammer, actually. That should be fun, right? Or spear. Let's drop the spear. As long as it can float. Alright, place one under you. Place one there. It's starting to get there. Montage this till I get it. First Apple space program. Go! I said, go! Hey! There they go. So, that one I hope was a little bit easier. I'm gonna try using it more later in the game. Right now, like I said, there's not a lot of enemies on the plateau. Like I mentioned, there's not a lot to do right here. So, it's not that easy to find glitches. There are a couple you can do, like I've shown, escaping the shrine, escaping the plateau, whatnot. Some you can clip inside of stuff if you have enough stamina. Actually, good idea. That's what I'm going to do. Let us clip through the floor. For that, you're going to need a lot of stamina food. Right now I only have one stamina shroom and one honey. Those are the only two things in my inventory that give energy at the moment, I believe. I guess I can make an elixir. But anyway, I'm going to cook some stamina food, and I shall be back after I do that. Great, we now have four stamina refilling foods and elixir. So, to do this glitch is actually going to be pretty hard to do with just the low stamina, but the best way that I've found is you need to have a bow and a shield to do this. What you want to do is equip the shield, hold it out with ZL, run forward and shield surf. I'm going to throw on the bokoblin shield actually so I don't ruin my good one. While you are shield surfing though, you have to pull out the bow. That way you enter bullet time runs slower, and you can actually perform the glitch. So while the bow is out, you have to repeatedly jump until you start crouching. Keep going, Link is going to crouch, and then you have to, I guess, keep refilling stamina. Because holy crap, he's draining it fast in bullet time. and then you tap it 3 through 3, 3 through 3, and that should, with some luck, clip link through the floor. I don't think it is. It might be if you're a god at it, doing it. It might be possible to do. I'm actually going to hold that one off. I know I've said that earlier, but I'm going to hold that one off until I get more stamina, which should be happening next episode, actually. I should be maxing out hearts and stamina next episode. Glitch on that. But, anyway, let us go. I'm going to show how to do that glitch, get max hearts and stamina right off the Great Plateau. And it'll all be permanent upgrades, so you don't have to worry about actually doing all 120 shrines, because holy crap, that is a lot. But anyway, let's continue onwards, and let's actually go talk to the old man and see what he has to say, get the paraglider, and head off of the Great Plateau for the first real time. Now, over here we have the Temple of Time. If you've heard anything about Breath of the Wild or know anything about Legend of Zelda, you know that this theme, that the music that plays around the shrine, the Temple of Time, actually is sped up version of the Temple of Time music from Ocarina of Time. If you haven't actually heard that, I'm going to play that sped up version for you. Just stand here and record it for a little bit. Alright, hopefully you caught that. I don't know if I can play the original being copyrighted and all, but anyway, that is that. So we have the glowing statue over here that we can go talk to. Let's go see what it has to say for itself.
You who have conquered the shrines and claimed their spirit orbs, I can offer you great power. It appears you have claimed 4 spirit orbs. In exchange for 4 spirit orbs, I will amplify your being. So tell me what it is that you desire.
So, like I was saying, you can fill out infinite stamina or infinite hearts next episode, but for the time being, I am going to pick up a extra stamina vessel.
You wish to expand your stamina wheel, yes?
Yes, I do.
I shall grant you the power you seek.
So, get a holy light around you, and you get dropped this green teardrop, and that makes you run farther. Go figure. We get ourselves the stamina vessel. The size of your stamina wheel has been increased, allowing you to perform more actions before getting tired. You can see we get a little nubbin on the end there.
Go and bring peace to Hyrule.
Oh, I guess the old man wants us too.
The blessings of the goddess have made you that much more resilient, I see. Here I am. Get up here, quickly.
So, we gotta go talk to the old man, I guess. Now, I was kind of an idiot, and I didn't actually realize there was a ladder here the first couple of times I played through the game. And I always just free scaled the wall, and not having a stamina upgrade, you can't do that. You need stamina food halfway up. But if you climb a ladder, normally jumping takes stamina, but you run out of stamina, and you can still climb the ladder. So, there I was trying to climb the wall when all along there was this perfectly usable ladder there. Quite the genius myself, I might say. So right up here we have the glowing old man who clearly has a quest for us. As any video game has taught me, when someone has a holy light around them, they have a quest. So here we go.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule. A kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, bravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. and the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Go on. Here's the paraglider, just as I promised.
And now we get the paraglider, an item that you received from the king on the Great Plateau. It allows you to sail through the sky. Press X when you're in the air to use it. The Isolated Plateau first main quest is completed.
With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding this area. And I think that's it. I've told you everything I can. Link, you must save Hyrule.
Now we get the new main quest objective, destroy Ganon, and seek out Impa. So he told us to go over, head west to Kakariko Village over in that direction. But this is Breath of the Wild. You don't want to do any of that. You don't need to follow no rules. You're better than that. You'll pick ourselves up the soldier bow, or would if I had space for it. Let's drop one of the numerous Boko bows I have. I don't need all of them. And pick ourselves up the soldier bow again. The strongest bow you've gotten up until this point. And now we have the paraglider. With this, you can jump out into the air and sail to your heart's content. It does use stamina to fly around, even just dropping straight down uses stamina. But you can now drop down from high places, pull out the paraglider, and be totally okay. And with that, I am going to head out. I'm not going to head out towards Kakariko Village, but instead I'm going to head out to get infinite stamina, or not infinite, but maxed out hearts and stamina, with a glitch I'll be showing off next episode. So anyway, this was the getting off the Great Plateau glitch, a bit more on the bullet time bouncing with the ice pillars. More on that later, of course, but anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you do enjoy it. If you want to see anything, any changes or whatnot, suggestions, stuff you like, please post it in the comments. I want to make these videos better, more enjoyable, if at all possible. So just let me know what you'd like to see different, what you'd like to change, and whatnot. And I'll just continue saying whatnot. But anyway, thanks so much. If you did really enjoy the video and want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel so you can see when the next one comes out, and like the video. It would mean a lot to me. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks so much for watching if you made it this far, and take care and stay safe with everything going on.